As the 2022 legislative session in Indiana comes to a close, local lawmakers gathered to talk about progress made towards several bills. News 10's Blake Dollier tells us what they had to say to the community, with some bills heading to Governor Eric Holcomb's desk.
Now that the 2022 legislative session has wrapped up, lawmakers were asked about two talking points the most. Those would be the Second Amendment and education. I got the chance to speak with Representatives Tanya Paff and Bruce Borders to hear about the issues and the impact this session had on them. Two issues that were widely talked about at Saturday's legislative Cracker Barrel were constitutional carry and House Bill 1134 involving students' curriculum. House Bill 1127 was passed by the House and Senate and is now on the way to Governor Eric Holcomb's desk. That would repeal a law that requires a person to get a license to carry a handgun in Indiana. This is something Representative Bruce Borders of Jasonville supported, and Representative Tanya Paff of Terre Haute voted against.
And I think it's a shame that it didn't pass because the bottom line is it was actually going to, it was to really to bring parents in to their child's educational process.
I would consider it a success that bill did not make it.
21% of all the bills voted on in this year's legislative session passed. 162 were with bipartisan support. One of those bills was House Bill 1002, a more than 1% income tax cut. All lawmakers in attendance, regardless of party, said they were in favor of it. That bill is also heading to Governor Holcomb's desk. But the last issue dividing lawmakers was education, in particular House Bill 1134, which would allow students to opt out of certain topics. This was something Representative Borders was in favor of, and Representative Paff was against, saying it would chase teachers away from the profession.
I was opposed to this legislation simply because, a lot of law enforcement activists came out. A lot of people from law enforcement said, please don't do this.
I want to make sure that people who are lawfully allowed to own a firearm do not have to have a license should they so choose to carry that firearm.
Overall, lawmakers said this year's session was relatively short, but while they say it was short, it was also controversial. Reporting in the studio, Blake Dollier, News 10.